Well, good evening. Good evening to all of you. I am checking in once again to continue to celebrate and just really take in the incredible accomplishment that happened at the beginning of this month with the VIP retreat. As I have shared before, that moment in time truly was a history making moment in so many ways. And as we are celebrating Women's History Month, I think it is imperative that we truly celebrate, that we celebrate the power of womanhood, we celebrate the power of sisterhood, that we truly celebrate one another and the success that we are having. And so I am showing up very intentionally to make sure that I do my part. I only learned about Women's History Month a few years ago. And as soon as I heard about this month being set aside for women who were trailblazing in some incredible ways, I knew that I wanted to push myself as much as I could to continue to make history in my own life. In fact, that became a mantra for me. I want to make history in my own life. And I want that to happen time and time and time again. I want to keep growing, keep developing, keep stretching, keep evolving, all of those things. And so I celebrate the accomplishment of women. Now, I have been asked, like Denise, why are you sharing so intentionally about all of the women who attended the VIP retreat? And I wrote down some reasons that came to mind about why the last few days I have been intentional about sharing. The first one, obviously, it's Women's History Month. These women came and they truly had some defining moments in their lives. I am in faith with them that it was a game changer that is going to set them on the course for truly living life in a completely different way, more in line with what they desire for themselves. And because of that, I want to honor them. But I came up with some more reasons as to why it was important for me to spotlight each and every one of the women who made the investment in themselves to come and be a part of the VIP retreat. So the first thing I wrote down is I am invested in them. I spent that entire time preparing for this experience. I spent the entire weekend investing myself, sowing my wisdom, sowing my insight, sowing my experiences into their life. All of them will tell you that they showed up at varied spectrums, right? Varied spots on the spectrum. They had different needs, they had different desires. And I stood flat footed and invested myself in them completely. And I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but when I make an investment, I look for returns. Anytime I invest my money, I'm looking for a return. Anytime I invest my time, I'm looking for a return. Anytime I invest my wisdom, I'm looking for a return. And so my celebration of them is because I invested so much of myself, so much of my experience into them from the time that I was preparing for the experience to the time that they spent with me. It was my investment in them. And so I celebrate them because I am expecting a return on the investment, not only the investment they made in themselves, but the one that I made in them as well. So I am looking for a return and I am cheering on that return. The second is I really want to honor the commitment that they made to themselves, which was evident by them showing up. I wish you could have been a fly on the wall to see how they were invested in every element of this experience. I don't know if you've been places before and people don't show up for different things and they don't participate and the assignments are given and they kind of are half into doing the assignments. But when I tell you these women showed up for this experience, they took part in all the things that were laid out for them. They were invested. And I wanted to honor the commitment that they made in themselves, the commitment they made to do the work, the commitment they made to travel and be here with me. I want to honor that. And so I'm spotlighting them. The next thing I wrote down is I'm a firm believer that we are our sister's keeper. I am living proof that I believe in collaboration over competition. I am always looking to see how we can come together, how we can partner, how we can make it a win-win situation for us so that collaboration can occur. I believe that we go further together. I think scripture supports that. It says one can send off 1,000, but two can send off 10,000. So that means that when we unite, we become more powerful, and the impact that we make is stronger, it's long lasting, and it's necessary. And so when we become strong, we have an obligation to strengthen our sisters. And so I am my sister's keeper. And I'm serious about their success. I'm serious about the things that they're looking to achieve. I'm serious about them identifying what keeps them happy, what makes them helpful, and what makes them healthy. And so I invested myself in them because I'm strong and I want to be their keeper. And the last reason why I am being so intentional about spotlighting each of the women who were a part of the VIP retreat and blowing up social media with their beautiful faces is because I am proud of them all. I know the story behind the story. I know the things that are not being said. I know the things that they have overcome. I know the vulnerability that they showed up in that safe place, that sacred space, and what they shared with one another that has ultimately created a sisterhood between them. I know their story. And so I am so proud that despite all of the reasons to not show up, despite all of the reasons to not do the work, despite all of the reasons to be discouraged, be discontented, and to give up, they pressed on. And I honor that. I celebrate these women because they deserve it. And so I am going to keep celebrating them, especially since it's Women's History Month, because it's important that we show up collaborating and really being partners together. So that's why I'm doing these lives. That's why I'm talking about this experience. That's why I want to open the door for you to come into safe spaces like the one they experienced so that you can have the defining moment for your life and that you can feel the same type of love, support, push, coaching, and mentoring that they experienced as they were preparing and now as I am celebrating them after the fact. So if you're asking yourself, Denise, why are you posting? Why are you going live? Why are you featuring them? It is because it's Women's History Month. I'm celebrating them. I'm proud of them. I'm honoring their commitment, and I am invested in them. I want to see a return on the time that we spent together. Now, I started going live earlier this month. I think this is like the 10th day of my lives. I started going live earlier this month. If you have missed any of my lives, in these lives, I've been unpacking in detail the experience. I've been featuring the women, and I'm also doing this because I want you to see yourself in them. They are not cookie cutter by any stretch of the imagination. They all are unique, beautifully so, and they showed up wanting different things. And I want you to see yourself in them because a lot of times when we see these types of celebrations start to light up social media, we begin to count ourselves out rather than count ourselves in. And so I want you to see their beautiful faces. I want you to see everything that they're bringing to the table. I want you to read the incredible stories that I am penning from my perspective because you're in there. You're welcome here. And I want you to choose yourself. I want you to choose yourself and be a part of the next retreat that is coming up. But if you missed any of the lives, The lives will help you understand the excellence that this experience has shown up with. It will help you appreciate what is happening as a part of everything that I'm sharing, and appreciate why you should take part in the International VIP Retreat this fall. If you've missed any of them, I invite you to go to YouTube. If you select on the live tab after you get to my channel, which is at Denise Taylor Live, you can see all of them. And like I said, I think this is like day number 10. So there's 10 of them out there that you can begin to really dive into their experiences and hear more about what took place. The replays are definitely available for you. Now, I will tell you, my playground is Facebook. So if you are not following me on Facebook, you are missing all of the additional celebrations that I am having for these women. That's where I tend to go when I want to share, and I often share from my heart very openly. And so if you aren't following me on Facebook, my Facebook timeline account is denise.taylor.921. If you go and get that 921, denise.taylor.921, if you follow me there, you will get even more tea, baby. You'll get more tea about what happened. Now, I want to talk about today's spotlight. I want to talk about Frida. So let me pull up her picture. Frida is such a beautiful Haitian-born woman. And I will tell you, I must have some Caribbean roots, because even my podcast flags high in the islands in terms of listenership. We got there. We had 2 women from the Bahamas. Frida is from Haiti. I'm just telling you, I must have some Caribbean roots, because I tend to attract beautiful Caribbean women. But tonight's feature is Frida. I am so excited for you guys to hear more about Frida's story. I will tell you, the biggest thing that I think happened for Frida as a part of her attending the VIP retreat is revelation. She really locked on to the perspective that she could define success in a way that was right for her. We all have these assumed perspectives of what success looks like, but what the real true success, the one that's going to fit you, the one that you're going to enjoy, the one that is going to be satisfying and fulfilling to you, is one that looks how you want it to look. We have all of this rhetoric around all these things it's assumed to be, and some of those things may be true for you in the traditional sense. But then some things may not. They may not be true for you, and you may find yourself doing things because it's the assumed thing that you're supposed to do in order to seem successful. And so what happened for Frida is she had an opportunity to reimagine her success. And it was beautiful to see those light bulbs go on, that glow that comes up in your eyes when you have that aha moment, when it all clicks together. Is so incredible. And that was the most powerful revelation for her. But what I will tell you is the word that sticks out when I think about it is what's right for her now. Now, we evolve. When we continue to try to do the same things that we've done before, and we've grown out of it or we've grown past it, we find ourselves becoming frustrated and discontent because it doesn't fit who we are now. And what I love is that Frida was willing to be honest with herself and say, you know what? My interests have changed. My needs have evolved. What I value and what I want and what I find most important, it's going to require a potential shift in some things to fit who I am now and what's important to me now. I love that for her. And I love that she recognizes that she can embrace her power to do that. And I love that this experience that was curated was a safe place for her to recognize that for herself and begin the process of making decisions to pivot and shift in a way that's going to be right for her. I absolutely love that these experiences that I have been able to curate have really prompted women to understand how they can truly embrace their God-given power. You see, I believe that God has given us power. And with that power, we can be, do, have, and achieve what we want. Now, I believe that through our life, He's going to give us divine inspiration to go after the things that really are going to resonate with the purpose He's given. He's going to give us that revelation. And if we're willing, we can pivot and shift as we evolve and as purpose evolves. But if we stay stuck, we're going to get frustrated and discontented. I believe that this weekend was a reset for Frida. I believe that she began to see what mattered most to her now. Now, I would tell you the most interesting thing is that Frida really thought she was coming to an entrepreneurial weekend. And I'm not exactly sure why. I even went back and looked at all of the documents and all of the marketing collateral. And I'm not sure why she thought this was about launching a business. And what I will say, it can be about that if that's what you want it to be. Because success is something that you get to define for yourself. This environment is about how do you accelerate success. But the definition of what your success is, well, it's going to look different. For some women, it's career. Some women, it's business. And some women, it's personal. I don't define that for you. My superpower is accelerating success. My sweet spot is reimagining it. Right? So that you can begin to experience it the way that's going to resonate best with you. And so I just thank Frida for trusting me. I thank her for allowing herself to be open and vulnerable about answering questions about what's important to her now and how does she begin to lean into that. This was a defining moment for her. This was a defining moment of her truly reimagining success in a way that makes her feel happy, healthy, and helpful. And I believe that that is the powerful spot to be in when it comes to our well-being. So I want to share a little bit more with you about the upcoming VIP retreat. This fall, I am so excited because I get to take you to one of my favorite places. I love Cabo San Lucas. I've been there a number of times. I definitely have some local favorites. I even have some local contacts who are working on things for us as we speak. I want this experience to be something that will be memorable for you, especially if it's going to be your first time traveling internationally. Now, international means passport. They are processing those relatively quickly these days, but if you're going to go, you'll want to get your passport more sooner than later. I want you to hear this video I put together about the retreat, and then I'll be back to talk about this incredible deal that's in place for you to take advantage of it. In thinking of the next retreat, I first had to ask myself, what do I love? Well, it's no secret. I love to travel. And when I do, beautiful destinations are a must. I also love empowering women. So it's only natural for me to want you to experience the best. This is why I selected my absolute favorite destination to be our next, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Picture this, an exclusive sanctuary at the luxurious Hacienda Encantada resort, where you'll grant yourself permission to thrive in every aspect of your life, career, business, and faith. From September 19th to the 22nd, you'll immerse yourself in the transformative experiences that each of my retreats offer. And the best part is single occupancy rooms are included. Now, don't miss this rare opportunity to escape the daily grind and embrace a tailor-made experience. Cabo promises to be amazing, and I can't wait. Join me for a VIP retreat experience that will transcend the ordinary and propel you into a realm of self discovery, success, and relaxation. This is my personal invitation for women who are ready to experience breathtaking Cabo to join me for the Prioritize Professional You VIP Retreat International this fall. Pack your bags, mark your calendar, and get ready for an unforgettable VIP retreat and getaway. Reserve your spot for the VIP Retreat International with me in Cabo because you deserve it. So I will tell you that I could not think of a better place to plan to take a group of women to than Cabo. The reason, before I say that, in that video, all the people that you see in the little clips are me. That's me talking to the sales guy in the back of the residence that we're invested in Cabo. That's me on the jet ski, flying across the ocean. I get so excited every time I sit here on the backstage and watch that video because I'm like, that's me, right? But anyway, I am so excited to take a group of women to Cabo San Lucas. And here's what I want you to know. This place where we'll be staying, there's links on the page for you. Let me put that up there. There's links on the page for you so that you can learn more about Hacienda Encantada. This is a premier location in Cabo. It's a relatively new resort location, top of the line resort, incredible place, incredible service. That is where we have ownership in a residence that is on the property. This is considered the Bel Air of Cabo San Lucas. It is a top-notch place. In fact, when you stand on the back, you can look over and actually see Michael Jordan's home that is there in the same area. So it's a very elite area where we will be staying. Completely safe. It's a gated community. So there's guards when you're checking in. You're safe. You're completely safe on the resort if there are any concerns about safety. I have been there. I've traveled there alone. I've traveled there with family. I've traveled there with my kids. Everything has always gone well there at the resort. The service is top notch. So when you go to the page, I want you to click on the pictures that you see. Pictures that were taken by me. The picture, so it's legit. Everything you see, this is not a bait and switch. This place is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, I traveled there multiple times per year. But let me tell you the deal. In order to stay on such an elite property, it costs a pretty penny. But when you're an owner, you get access. We're owners, so we have access. This access is something that I have opened up for the women who are going to be staying. Now, I don't know if you've ever done trips before, but you often have to share rooms with someone, and it could be somebody you don't know. I wanted to make sure that you had a single occupancy room. You got your own room, and your rooms are beautiful rooms. And so everything is really designated for you to have a great accommodation and a great experience. I am ensuring that that is going to be the case. The trip itself, the regular price is $4,000, but right now it's 50% off. Not only is it 50% off, but it's 50% off even if you do the payment plan, which is completely unheard of because most times when there are payment plans, the rate is higher. When you add it all up, you're paying more than if you would have paid in full. But right now, to the end of the month, it's 50% off whether you pay in full or you take advantage of the payment plan. So let me tell you more about the payment plan. The payment plan to join me in Cabo is $499 down. This special goes away at the end of this month. After you put the $499 down, it's $300 a month until August. So it's $19.99. The $19.99 not only gets you access to the retreat, but it includes your accommodations. Now buckle up because there's one more nugget. The retreat itself is 4 days, but you get accommodations for 6 nights. I have incorporated additional days so that you have time to get away in addition to the retreat. So you stay for a longer period of time than the actual retreat activities will be. You will check in on Tuesday. The retreat will start on Thursday through Sunday, and you will check out on Monday. That gives you a long time to not just retreat with me in all of the great experiences that are going to be incorporated in that, but it also gives you a window of time to get away. Now, one of the questions that has been asked, and it's a legit question, especially since you got your own room, is can you bring your man? Can you bring your significant other? Can you bring your spouse? And the answer is absolutely yes. You have your own room. They can come with you. They will have an amazing time, amazing time. And so I invite you to bring them along. Now, my only caution is if they are going to be a big distraction for you, then they may need to leave once you scoot over into retreat activity, because I want you to get what you came for. I want you to get the full retreat experience. But listen, it's your own room, and you can have whoever in your room you would like to have, especially if it's your spouse or your significant other. So absolutely bring them along. Now, as you can see there, the clock is ticking. That clock is ticking down to when this payment plan option goes away. And here's what I will say to you. On April 1st, it will not be a Fool's Day. That price is going up, and it's going to include additional costs and fees for the payment plan. That is why I am going live every day, because I want you to take advantage of this convenient payment plan that is set up for you to secure your spot. Now, here's the other important thing you need to know. There are only 12 spots. This experience is not one where you become one of many in the room. You see, in order for me to show up and spotlight the women the way that I have been, it's because they can feel me and I can feel them. It's a small group of women that are like-minded. You're going to forge an amazing sisterhood with. I want you to have that experience. So I only have 12 seats available. And some of those seats are already taken. So don't miss out on your opportunity to be a part of the VIP retreat. I have covered so much information on this page. If you go to www.vipretreat.live, you will land on this page, and everything that I have talked about is on here. I have covered the dates. I have covered information about what this is. I have covered information about when you can arrive and when you'll check out. I have covered who this is perfect for in terms of women leaders. I have tons of bullets of things that are included, which includes a spa day as well as an incredible night on the town to celebrate our weekend together. I have included a bonus session with me. I have also included on here more information about the payment plan. I included a link for you to watch the video again. And this is what I wanted to get down to. I guarantee these 8 incredible experiences that you will have when you join me for the retreat. You will have a heartwarming welcome experience. You will have a VIP retreats enriching experience. You will have a leadership experience from my Power Leader program. You will have action planning. You will have a spa day. You will have coaching time. You will have a special night on the town to celebrate. And you will have a gratitude session where you'll take center stage and prioritize your happiness. There's more information on here about the resort and where we'll be staying, as well as a link so you can go check it out for yourself. There's a personal pin note on here. There's information about my VIP coach, Melody, who's joining me. And at the very bottom, which is what I was trying to get to the whole time, there's an option to book a time with us to chat in case you have questions. This page has so much detail about what you get for this from this investment that you'll make in yourself. But here's the one thing I will say. There's a lot of people who attend events that has long list of speakers and they are there pumping you up and motivating you. This event is a little bit different because you're taking the center stage. This is the time where we are jump starting you into the things that you say you want to do. You say you want to accomplish. That's what this experience is about. This isn't the girls' trip. We will have an incredible time. Hear me. It's going to be amazing, but it's more substantive than just a good time. You are going to walk away from this experience having experienced something that is going to change your life. And these spotlight moments, these testimonies are the receipts that I'm showing up to give. I put a post out the other day that I'm naming names and I'm tagging people. Ask them about their experience. And I think that they will tell you hands down, whether I'm at the table, in the conversation, or in the chat, with me there or without me, they will tell you it changed their lives. It gave them a defining moment that put them on a course to success that is going to be impactful for their lives for days to come. And so I want to invite you to be a part of the VIP retreat, the international VIP retreat. Get more information. The clock is ticking on that payment plan. Get more information at www.vipretreat.live. I will be back tomorrow to feature another person from the retreat lineup, and I can't wait to share more. Have a good evening.